You're listening to the Rahtid Show podcast, a podcast that keeps you informed on all things social and cultural happenings in Jamaica and, of course, to some extent around the world. So the government recently announced its intention to establish an online portal to facilitate the reporting of unruly PPV drivers. Laughable at best, and at worst, it's an indication that these people really take us for a set of fools. It is also proof positive of a government that is more focused on PR than on performance, in my humblest of opinions. This is not an isolated incident, of course, for just last week, in the midst of the crippling drought now impacting sections of Jamaica, the Prime Minister announced that the government will be distributing water tanks to citizens. A nice jest, of course, no doubt, but where were these tanks when we actually had water? The forecasters were all warning of the impending dry spill. And for those of you who are wondering, what are we going to use to fill these tanks? Well, the Prime Minister recently said in Parliament, let's pray for rain. But I digress. Some of you may recall that just a few months ago, a number of citizens had taken it upon themselves to snap images of taximen doing all sorts of illegal acts at various intersections across the corporate area. These images were shared with the Jamaica Constabulary Force and publicly disseminated on Twitter. Despite this, we are yet to hear of a single police action resulting from this citizen initiative, which then leads me to ask, if no action was taken when these photographs of road traffic breaches were provided, why should we believe that anything will be done with these online reports? Now, I understand the sensibilities around these recent spate of road crashes involving children, and I also understand that as a government, you need to appear to be doing something. But what I do not understand, however, is why. Why the proposal adopted always seem to come from a batch of discarded ideas with no apparent chance of success. Now, I suggest that the solution to our problem lies not so much in the need for more reporting, whether online or otherwise, but for our road traffic laws to be structured in such a way that you take into consideration the fact that a PPV driver has a greater responsibility by virtue of the fact that his action could directly result in mass casualties. And as such, a zero-tolerance approach is applied to certain road traffic breaches, which carries the penalty of loss of a PPV permit. Take, for example, people, the recent reports from the Portland police, which came in the aftermath of the crash that killed one student and injuring 20 others. They claimed that the driver was under police surveillance because as recently as the previous week, he was cited for a road traffic breach. Why was this man still allowed to operate as a public passenger vehicle? Sounds harsh, I know, and quite frankly, me really not care because this is coming from a place of frustration. This was not the first time he was overloading the vehicle. It was the first time he was caught. So to allow him to continue with just a warning or a ticket is the equivalent of a policeman watching a man loading a gun with the intention to use it to kill another in his presence and doing nothing to stop it. Now, if that isn't crazy, it will just have to do until crazy shows up.